Today we're looking at a workout for the waist, so going into one side, bringing the hip up, and we do a combination of doing a high intensity, compressing in the one side of the waist. We're going for 20 seconds high intensity, and then we're going to do 10 seconds low intensity. This is our warm-up before we do a strength and then a stretch. So about 20 seconds high intensity, and then getting the form as you take the lower intensity. We're getting the heart rate up. I'm Lynn Bridgeford, HIIT Bias Clinic and HIIT Bias Yoga, and we're going faster again. Get that heart rate up, get the movement going. You can feel it with your hand, getting into the waist. 20 seconds high intensity. One-sided, you'll be getting a bit of work on the other side, and then taking the lower intensity for about 10 seconds. And going to the other side, so compressing on this side, bend the knees a little, get length in the tailbone, keep the core working, and we're working in the side of the waist. Keeping the spine fluid and strong, getting the heart rate up with a high intensity, doing our warm-up part for the muscles, and then taking the lower intensity, checking the form, allowing the heart rate to recover. Go at whatever speed works for you, faster or slower. And we're going again with a high intensity, working the waist on this side. There's a little bit of work on the other side, but the main focus is on the side that we're leaning into, shoulder down, hip up. A good heart rate, and the teasing of the HIIT helps with fat burning, and it's good to lose a couple of those love handles. Still have the love, lose the handles. Taking the lower intensity. Taking the strength work in the side, we have two options of doing it. We can come down towards the floor. We're feeling as though the floor is heavier, so we're resisting as we go down. Resist as we go down and push up. We can get more work out by our mind making it heavier, and by our form being slow and deliberate. You can use your hand to feel the workout. We'll do a more intense one in a moment. On the other side, we're compressing down, using the hand to push away. It's as though we're pushing down to the floor with our body, the hips going a little bit that way, to get that strength movement, doing it quite deliberately and coming back up. Contracting, and we can hold it if you like. We do it at a good steady pace. If that was enough, continue with doing the same movement. If you want a little more out of it, you can lift the hip up as you push down, so we're getting that contraction in the side. You need to have a little bit of stability and strength in the arm to do this. Take it slowly and deliberately, contracting the muscle. Keep it working nice and steadily, working for strength. So on this side we can do the same movement again if you're wanting to stay where you were. If you can go further, you lift up and compress. So we're lifting the hip up that way and contracting in the side of the waist. There's a similarity with the waist muscles and the core muscles. Today we're really focusing on the waist. To stretch in that side of the waist, we take the hand further away and we're going to lean into it, so we're stretching up the side. The shoulder comes up a little. Find where you need to be. You may need to take the hand a little further, or you may need to bring it forwards. Get that nice stretch up the side and breathe into it. If you want just a HIIT series on the waist, I have a video on that that's about 15 minutes. Breathe as you stretch. I also have a waist shred. And release. On the other side, bringing the hand further away from the body than when we did the exercise, and lean into it to stretch up the side. It may be different one side to the other. Breathe into it. You may like to take the hand a little further. Just to stretch up the side, allow it to release. And breathe into it. We also have a waist burn video, so there's lots of waist videos if you want to mix it up a bit. Breathing into the stretch and release. So getting a contraction at the front with the abs is also part of the waist. So get the tailbone long, knees a little bent, and we're going to do that at speed. So contract, you can feel it with your hands, and get the pace that works for you. Keep it working and releasing, getting up a good pace for 20 seconds. Help the fat burning by getting the heart rate up. Help the energy by snatching the mitochondria from the old cells. And then slowing down, getting the lower intensity, still working those muscles. And again, getting a good intensity. You have a little bounce in your knees, helps with the movement as well. It's a natural bounce, you don't have to make them bounce, it kind of goes with the movement. And remember, workouts are supposed to be fun. So if you want to stick on some nice music, have some fun, enjoy it. And lower intensity, check your form. You can have your hands on your hips, it's just sometimes nice to have the evidence of the muscle working. To work those muscles, we do the same movement. We're going to use our hands to push back, so it's an isometric. We're working and relaxing. You can't really get the full feeling in your hands because they're working as a resistance. And release. Push, so we're lengthening in the tailbone, contracting in the tummy. And release, and contract and push, resist, isometrics, and release. And again, push. Of course, we're working the core as well. We're just focusing on the waist. Release and push, 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 push. Let the tailbone lengthen, and again push. And lengthen behind you with the arms, or you can have the hands on the hips. That can help you bring the pelvis forwards. Lift the chest, lift up through the ribs, and that may be far enough. If you want to go further, you can let the head drop back. Only if that's comfortable. This will get the same stretch, keeping the neck nice and relaxed in neutral. Stretching through the front of the waist. And come up and release. We can get a length through the body in an upward cobra or an upward facing dog. Keep the knees down for this one. Press the arms down. You can have a little wiggle there. Let the tailbone lengthen down. Lift through the front of the abs and release down. So for the backward movement is similar. We're going to bend the knees, let the tailbone lengthen, and we're going to lift the tailbone back, lengthening in the spine. So we're going to do that at speed. Keep the knees bent. Keep your back safe. Make sure your back's okay. Only go as far as you can. It doesn't matter how far you go. It's more about getting the movement and working. This is deep at the front of the spine. And taking it at speed. Get that high intensity interval and then lower intensity, roughly 20 seconds high intensity, 10 seconds low. Make sure that you lengthen in the tailbone. You'll feel the movement in the pelvis. And going again. It's working the waist at the back and deep in the core in front of the spine. Keep that 20 seconds going. Getting breathless, getting the heart rate up, and a lower intensity for 10 seconds. Check your form. To get the strength work, bend the knees, knees over the toes, lengthen in the tailbone, hands against the back of the pelvis, spine in neutral. I'm going to push back and resist with the hands. And release. Push back and resist with the hands. And release. Push back and resist. We're working the muscles with an isometric, and release and push back. There are many ways to do strength exercises. I'm just looking for some simple ways for you to get a good workout with a HIIT warm-up and a strength and then a stretch. And you can pretty much do them anywhere without too much equipment. To stretch, we're going to interlink the hands, bring them forwards, curl around the spine, tuck the tailbone under and bend the knees a little. So we're getting that curve all the way through the back. Let the head be relaxed and breathe into it. Straighten the legs and release. Coming on all fours, push the hands away, lengthen through the spine, tuck the tailbone under a little. A really good stretch for the back as a pose of a child. Let the tailbone settle down. If you can't go all the way, don't worry, you can sit on a cushion or two. Once you're in the position, breathe and relax. Allow the lower back and the back of the waist to stretch. And coming up on the inhale. I'm going to have a bit of fun putting that all together, a little bit like hula hooping, so bend the knees, lengthening the tailbone. We've done the side to side, done the forwards and back, and we can put them together going to the side, back, forwards, side. And if you can do that faster, keeping the circle going all the way to all the points. And we're doing this for 20 seconds. In this direction, keep the knees bent and fluid, keep the spine straight and fluid, and getting that movement. It doesn't matter if you get in a twist, it's fine, just keep your body safe. And then we're going slower, so side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, and going the other way. And we're going to go at speed. It's amazing how the same movement can feel different one way or the other. We're all pretty much one-sided. Keep the circle going. We're really working that waist all the way around. If you want to get out of hula hoop, it's also a great movement to do. And going slower, so side, back, side, front, lower intensity, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, and taking the high intensity again. Keep the heart rate up. We're getting cardiovascular fitness. We're losing fat. Getting ready to have a bit of fun on the dance floor. Getting ready to lose a bit of love handles. Keep the pace going that works for you. And then the lower intensity. Side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. For a bit of added fun, we're going to bring the arms in if that works for you. So get the hips going first and let the arms follow. They usually go a little bit after, and keep that movement, keep the center movement, tailbone long, and just have some fun with it. Getting 20 seconds of high intensity, working all the way through the waist, and then slowing down. Let the arms just follow. Take that lower intensity and taking the higher intensity again. A bit more effort using the arms, also a bit more fun. Keep it going. It's fine if you slow down. And then taking the lower intensity. To the other side. And we're going to go at speed. Let the pelvis go first. The waist doing the work from the pelvis. And allow the arms to follow. And then taking a lower intensity, The arms follow a little less on the slower one. And then going faster again. Don't worry if you lose the impetus. Just keep it where you can. And then taking the lower intensity. Should be nice and breathless by now. We're going to take some weights. You could have bottles of water to do a stretch. I'm going to stretch down the side, keeping the legs straight and allowing that stretch through the upper side. The stretch is a relaxation. So breathe into it, keep the neck in neutral. Legs strong, core working, tailbone tucked under. Come up on the inhale. And we're going to the other side. Allowing the weight to take us down. You can do it without a weight. Get the same stretch. Core working, tailbone long. Legs straight. Come up again. With the legs apart, bring the arm up to the side and then reach over. It gives a more intense stretch down the side. And as we've been using the arms as well, they deserve a good stretch. Breathe into it, keep the shoulders relaxed, head nice and in neutral. Come up on the inhale. Bring the arm up on the other side on the inhale, reaching through the ribs, reach over. Breathe into it. The weight of the arm helps a little with the stretch too. Breathe into it. Come up on the inhale. Thanks for joining me for a workout for the waist, quick and easy. A little bit of HIIT to warm up, some strength and some stretching. Enjoy your workouts. I have other workouts. Remember to look at the waist exercises for burn, for HIIT and for shred. And I look forward to joining you again. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, write in the comments below, and go across to my other channels. I have Instagram, Lynn Bridgeford. I have Facebook channels for the clinic, for the yoga, and interact with me on all the channels, and I would be happy to connect with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.